Hello, book lovers, and welcome to day 17 of 30, where I talk about my top 30 all-time favorite books in honor of my 30th birthday. Today, we are going to be talking about a whole series, and that is the Criminal Intention series by Cole McCade. Now, if you look here, you will see I have a bunch of this series. However, I actually don't own the first three. Yeah, I'm still missing the first three because I actually started this series on KU and then started to physically buy them, but I'm still retroactively purchasing the ones that I have already read. However, I just have the first book here for you guys, and this is one of those serialized mystery kind of thriller series where we are following two detectives of the Baltimore Police Department, and that is going to be Malcolm and Sanjay. At the beginning of the series, Malcolm has been a grizzled detective who is very much seen as a lone wolf, and Sanjay is new to the department, and in fact he is technically Malcolm's superior, and the fact that he is younger definitely makes things a little bit difficult, a little bit strained between the two of them. However, their first case is the death of a queer man, and Sanjay kind of bullies himself onto this case because as a queer man himself, this is something he's very invested in. And as the two of them continue to work cases together, they start to form a really strong partnership in the workforce as well as outside of work. This is a very slow burn male-male romance between our two characters. Some of the representation you can find is in this story is that Sanjay is Korean, he is autistic, he is also demisexual, so if you're looking for that kind of representation. Malcolm, on the other hand, is Iranian and Jewish. I will say my favorite part of this series is Malcolm and Sanjay's relationship. It is so addictive. Sanjay, oh my gosh. I haven't picked this series up for a while because it is a 13 book series. Yes, so there's 13 episodes in the first season, and then there's actually a second season where their story continues, and I definitely need to return to it. I miss these characters so much. I really enjoy the amount of time and attention that the author put into building these characters and their relationship. Both of them have a difficult past for different reasons, and the author really allowed them time to heal. Communication between these two was such a big aspect of the story, and if there's one thing I love between couples, it's communication. No one likes the miscommunication trope. So it's really great to see two couples that really talk through their issues. Sometimes it takes them a little while to get to it, but eventually they do. On top of that, we also have some really interesting side characters that I really enjoy reading, and they also have some interesting stuff going on in their life. The story definitely isn't just focused on Malcolm and Sanjay. The author really understands that other people got shit going on too, okay? It's not just the main characters and everyone else is just part of their background or anything like that. So I feel like the author did a really good job of fleshing out the world as well as the characters and their lives. As far as the mystery elements go, some of them I quite enjoyed, some of them I didn't like as much, but there is this overarching plot throughout the series that continues to grow throughout the first season, and that part was really interesting to me. It had a lot to do with Sanjay's messy past, so it was definitely a driving factor for me continuing the series to see where that went. I think that Cole McCade, there's a couple things that they do really well. One, smut. I think the smut in this book is really great. It's definitely a slow burn, so there's not going to be any in the first few books or anything like that. But once they get together, they definitely have their moments, and it's very well written. The second thing he does really well is just integrating a lot of different forms of diversity into the story in a very natural way. It doesn't feel forced. Cole McCade definitely understands that diversity is just part of life. And it's nice to see that all the characters around our main characters also are diverse instead of just focusing on making our main characters diverse. And on top of that, the author also recognizes that his characters are within the police force and that the police force is ripe with issues, especially when it comes to their ability to protect citizens, to protect the right citizens. There are issues with corruption and kind of their bro code of like protecting themselves before they protect the citizens that they're supposed to be protecting. And he addresses that issue throughout the series, so I definitely appreciate that. Most of these books are really short, so they're quick, fun, and easy reads. And I am so glad that I found Cole McCade because I really, really do enjoy his writing. I think his writing works so well with a slightly darker, sexier book, because we definitely have darker aspects to the story with that outside threat, as well as just the murders and crimes that our characters are looking into. But on top of that, we have that really sexy tension between our main characters, and Cole McCade's writing is just absolutely perfect for that kind of story. So I will definitely be continuing to read his stuff, and if you haven't tried it, you definitely should check it out. But if you have read any Cole McCade, including the Criminal Intention series, let me know what you've thought of it, and I will see you tomorrow with the next book.